Welcome back to the table. In today's episode, we'll be discussing the top 10 cities to consider when you're thinking about making a permanent move. As you know, the COVID-19 pandemic has caused a lot of changes in the way we live and work. According to Pew Research Center, permanent moves nationwide jumped 15% in March 2020 as people sought out new opportunities or adapted to new circumstances. If you're single and working from home, you might be wondering where you want to live next. To help you make an informed decision, we've put together a list of top 10 cities to consider based on the percentage of other singles in the city, lifestyle factors.
You don't want your neighbors hearing. Never mind. You know what I'm saying? When you that close and your neighbors can hear you and your spouse, oh no, boy, you gotta be quiet in your own home.
And affordability.
The average house cost in Columbia is about $275,000. My mom and dad just built nearly a 4,000 square foot home. Watch this now, a 4,000 square foot home, and they only paid about $300,000.
These cities are listed in no particular order, so you can choose the one that best fits your needs and preferences. I hope this list will help you narrow down your options and make the moving process a little easier if you're interested in moving. Stay tuned for more details on each of these cities and why they made our list. Before we hop into today's videos, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All right, now let's hop into today's show.
Yo, what's going on, fam? Let me ask you this quick question before we get started, man. Are you tired of being single? Are you ready to make the change internally so you can find the love and the happiness you desire? Then I want you to take our 5-minute quiz for 100% free at anthonyoneal.com/theplaybook. You see, our quiz is backed by 5 months of research and talking to professional married experts and giving us their solid advice so we can feel confident in who we are during our single season. So I feel very confident that it can help you and myself transform our love life. So don't waste any more of your time being single. I want you to visit anthonyoneal.com/theplaybook today, or click the link in today's show notes to get started. Because here's the truth. You deserve to find the love, and we all desire to find that special one soon. But it starts with maximizing our single season. Go to anthonyoneal.com/the playbook. Now, I was doing some research, like my friend Michelle said, and I was like, yo, you know what? Let me just give 10 cities. And here are the 10 cities, right, that I would recommend if you plan on moving to check out. Here's number 1, Tampa, Florida. That's right, the beautiful city or the beautiful state where the sun pretty much 90% of the time is always out. Now, the population there is a lot. It's about 3.1 million people living there. But here is something that I found that was very interesting. Out of the 3.1 million people, 52% of these people are unmarried, as in they're single. And I was like, wow, that's very interesting because that's a lot of people single in that state. But I think I know why. Can I just be real with you? It's Florida. You can be pretty much half naked, walk around in a bikini, walk around in your swim trunks all year for the most part. So, I understand. I really do.
Okay, now, Anthony, I'm not going to hold this against you, but as you know, I'm from Miami, and not everyone in Miami is always naked. I'm not always naked, and I know a lot of other people who don't choose to always be naked in Miami. It's just the type of lifestyle that you choose to live. All about perspective.
But now the average salary in Tampa, Florida is $51,770. And the median house price, so to purchase a home, the median price is about $370,000. Now, Tampa is known for as a popular destination for vacations. And I can understand why, because the sun is always out. But it's also a solid place to call a home. The population is more than 3 million people, and the net migration between 2016, watch this, and 2021 increased the population by nearly 6%. Now, for us younger people, Anthony, what are some things that we could honestly do? Or what are some things that are fun in that area? I'm gonna tell you right now, the nightlife in Tampa, Florida is beautiful. The beach is absolutely beautiful. But here's the best part about Florida, and we all know. What is it? It's warm. It is warm in Florida for at least about 80, 90% of the year. Like, CJ, you from Florida? Yeah. About 80, 90? Yeah, about 80, 90%. I lived in Jacksonville, Florida, and I go out to Miami a little bit throughout the winter months, and for the most part, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So that's number one. Number two is where I was born. Columbia, South Carolina. Now let me rest here a little bit with Columbia, South Carolina. When I saw this, I wasn't surprised, right? I wasn't surprised that Columbia, South Carolina was on this list. Now, keep in mind, Columbia, South Carolina is about 40 minutes from Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's about 2.5 to 3 hours from Atlanta, Georgia. So you can get to the real big cities actually relatively quick, and get back home. One of our good friends, Travis Green, and his beautiful family lives in Columbia, South Carolina. He's a big time, gospel artist, now has a big church in Columbia, South Carolina. And I asked him, I said, hey, bro, why Columbia? Like, you're a big time, individual. And he was like, man, it's home. He's like, man, I can raise my family here. It's not a lot going on, but it has a lot going on to where I can still feel like I'm a part of a city and I'm not in a rural area. And I say that because, keep in mind, Tampa, had almost 3 million people. Well, the population in South Carolina, as of right now, is about 833,000 people. Now, it's the same as Tampa. About 52% of those individuals are single. Interesting, okay? So now the average salary there is a little bit lower than Tampa. It's about $47,420. But here's why. The average house cost in Columbia, about $275,000. My mom and dad just built nearly a 4,000 square foot home. Watch this now, a 4,000 square foot home, and they only paid about $300,000. So it's at the top of a hill. There's a 4-bedroom, big old bonus room for my dad's man cave, 2-car garage, sitting on about 0.4 acres of land, right? And they only paid $300,000 for the home. So, especially for us people who are working from home, let's say you're making $60,000 from a big time company, or $70,000, you go to Columbia, South Carolina, listen, like, you could live really good. Don't be making 6 figures. Don't make 6 figures and you're living in Columbia, South Carolina. Man, for a $400,000 home, you're living in a 6,000 square foot home. You're living like a baller. And watch this. You're 45 minutes from Charlotte, North Carolina. You could jump on a 40-minute flight to Atlanta, or you can drive for 2.5, 3 hours to get to Atlanta. Sometimes when I go home to visit my family in Columbia, South Carolina, I either go to Charlotte or go to Atlanta and just drive. The drive from Atlanta is honestly not bad. So listen, Columbia, South Carolina is a rapid growing city and a very affordable place to live, According to recent stats, only about half of African Americans have some form of estate planning put into place. This includes important documents like your wills, your trust, and your power of attorneys. Additionally, only about 60% of all people have life insurance coverage. But why is it so important for not just Black people, but all of us to have these things put into place? You see, life insurance can provide financial protection for your loved ones in the event of your unexpected death. It can help cover funeral and burial expenses, pay off debts, and even your mortgages. But here's what I really want you to consider. It can provide income for your loved ones to build wealth with. You see, estate planning, on the other hand, can help ensure that your assets are distributed according to your wishes after your death, and that your loved ones are taken care of. If you truly love, and I mean this, if you truly, truly love your loved ones, don't leave their financial security at chance. I want you to get life insurance today. You can get a free quote with my friends over at Ethos by visiting anthonyoneal.com/life insurance, or by clicking the link in today's show notes. Protect your family's future and give yourself peace of mind. Don't be in heaven and you're full of joy, and your family is here on earth struggling and stressed. Get life insurance today with my friends over at Ethos. Hey, now let's get back to today's show. I know it's a good one. The housing options are one of the top reasons I would say check this out, okay? And the population is growing. Watch this, from 2016 to 2021, Columbia's population increased by 0.674%. I'll be frank with you all. A part of me is thinking about moving back to Columbia, South Carolina, and having a studio in Charlotte. It's a 45-minute drive. Heck, if you live in Atlanta, you can live in Atlanta. To get to the other side of Atlanta can take you 45 minutes to an hour. So it's like, if I live in Columbia and I got this big old home for me and my family, it's a big enough city to raise my family in, but it's not big enough to where I have all the drama of these other big old cities. But I can drive into a beautiful city to maybe have my studio at to where we record the show. That's actually starting to sound attractive to me, especially with me being a man who honestly wants to be married. And I'm always looking at, where do I want to raise my family at? And I'll be frank, I live in the DMV area right now. I'm not knocking the DMV area at all, but I am thinking like, man, in the DMV area, I'll be honest with you all, houses are stacked right next to each other. In Columbia, man, you got breathing room between houses. Like it's, you know, CJ, put me on this camera right here. I'm about to say something that might get me in trouble. But if you're married, you don't want your neighbors hearing, never mind. Let me You know what I'm saying? When you that close and your neighbors can hear you and your spouse, oh no, boy, you gotta be quiet in your own home. You know what I'm saying? So at least in Columbia, you get a big old home and you got some separations from the home. Drop it in the comments and let me know if you feel me. You know what I'm saying? Don't you want some space? Listen, let's go on number 3. Here's number 3. Austin, Texas. The population there is about 2.1 million people, and I was surprised their single is actually a little bit lower. It's right about 50%. It's not at 52, 53%, it's at 52%. Now their income there, watch this, is a little bit higher. It's about $57,000 a year, what the average person makes a year. But their housing price as of right now is up there. It's going to be about $500,000 to purchase a good home in Austin, Texas. Now, keep in mind, a $500,000 home compared to $57,000 annual income. I don't know if you're making $57,000, if that's a good house to have at $500,000. Let me just keep it a buck with you. All right. And so now keep in mind, there's a difference between average and median. Median means it's the middle. Average means we sum up everyone is the average salary. Okay, so this is not the average house cost. This is about the middle part of it. So I like Austin, Texas. A part of me was looking at when I was transitioning from Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay, so don't tell Anthony, but out of the 10, I'd probably move to Austin, Texas. I think it's a really nice place to start a family. Let me know where you would move out of the 10 cities down below in the comment section. I'll meet you there.
Some of the cities I was looking at was the Charlotte, North Carolina, Houston, Texas, San Antonio, Austin. No, not even, was it Austin? No, it wasn't Austin. It was actually San Antonio, Texas. Jacksonville, Florida. I was thinking about going back to Jacksonville, Florida, in the DMV area. And of course, I landed here in the DMV area. Not really more so for cost, but because for me, I wanted to get back near the African-American Black successful community. And DMV was just very attractive to that. You know, my best friend pastors here at one of the best churches in the world. And I was like, man, I want to come back here and just get around community. But now as I'm evolving, getting older, I'm looking, okay, cool. Where do I want to settle down at and raise a family? And so everyone's been moving to Austin lately. And here's why. Austin has a strong job market, which has caused the population to increase, but watch this, almost 9%. Almost 9%. I did a little bit of research and I found out that festivals like XSW also attracted many young single professionals there every single year. So Texas is a thriving state. Here's why I like Texas too. No state tax. So while your income may be low, you make up a little bit of that with state tax. So if you're a self-employed person, if you own your own business, you're not paying any state tax. So keep that in mind, you guys. I like the sound of Texas. I do like the sound of Texas. Number 4 is Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida, I lived there for about 5 years. The population there is about 1.5 million people. Did you know that Jacksonville, Florida is actually the largest landmass city in the United States of America? Like, Jacksonville, Florida is huge. You have the north side, south side, west side, east side, Orange Park. Like it is huge. I mean, it's just crazy of how much land Jacksonville, Florida actually has. Now, the single population there is about 50%, right? Now, the average salary in Jacksonville, Florida shocked me. I did not know this. $49,000 is the average salary in Jacksonville, Florida. But the median home price is $340,000. It's not bad. Now watch this. If you have the average salary at $49,000 for one person, so let's round it up to, because it's actually $49,940. So let's round it to $50,000, and then you get married to someone who's $50,000. That's $100,000 income. After taxes, if you don't have any children, you're at about like $80,000. $80,000 net pay is a great household income for a $300,000, $400,000 home. You're living comfortably. It's very affordable. It's good. And I like Jacksonville. What's the festival there they do every year, CJ? It's they got the jazz festival there that happens every year. I mean, it is beautiful. I mean, if warm weather and access to the ocean is what you want, consider Jacksonville, Florida, hands down. And Jacksonville also has a large population, but low rates of crime. Okay, this is according to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Because here's my thing. Can I just be real with y'all? Anytime you put a bunch of people around people, I get scared. Something about to go down. And can I even go deeper? This may offend some people, but I say this respectfully. And I hate to say it, but anytime you put a bunch of us around each other, I just get scared. That's why I don't do clubs. I was in Miami a few weeks ago, and I always go to this spot called The Lickin'. I always go there, order me some food from there, and literally they had a video shoot at that spot, at a hip hop artist spot. And a hip hop artist was there recording at The Lickin', where I go to get my food when I'm in Miami. 10 people were shot over a fight. Over a fight. So the fact that Jacksonville, Florida can have this many people and their rates are low when it comes to crime, that's amazing. And I'm gonna tell you this much, I truly do enjoy Jacksonville, Florida. I had the opportunity to serve there at the Bethel Church, where Bishop Rudolph McKissick Jr. Is the senior pastor, and I was there being one of his associate pastors for almost 5 years of my life. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had. And I love Jacksonville, Florida. I love you all, Bethel. I love Bishop, and the city was just beautiful. The city was kind. The Jaguars are okay. You know what I'm saying? They in the playoffs?
They won their division.
They won their division?
Yeah.
They okay. They okay. They okay. You know what I'm saying? They okay. You know what I'm saying? But hey, listen, we're talking about, where should single people consider going? Here's number 5, which I think I don't know if I will live here, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I could live here, but after doing my research, right? These are the top 10 cities that are best for single people who are, one, looking to live very affordable, meet other single people, and network and grow. Number 5, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Okay? The population is very small, though. 481,000 people live and reside in Myrtle Beach, Florida. But I see why the population is so small. The average salary there is about $40,000. That's the average salary. To be exact, it's $39,250. And watch this though. Watch this again. As we're going through these, don't really listen to the average salary, because if you're working from home, if you're self-employed, if you're working from home for a company that you don't have to go into, maybe your company's main office is in Cali, but they're allowing you to work from home and you live in South Carolina, your salary could be more than $39,250 because the median home price in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, $198,000. What? So if you can afford a $400,000 home, what? You're living good. Like, you are living good. So me as a single man, I'm not looking at the average salary. I'm self-employed, right? I'm looking at, one, what kind of home can I get for my money? This is why I would never go back to California. This is why I would, until I am making $10 million net, personally, not my company, until I am making, Anthony O'Neill is making $10 million net after taxes, I'll consider going back to California. But right now, I need to figure out how can I get my money to stretch. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina sounds real good to me right about now. Now, the single population there is a little bit lower. It's about 44%. That's a little bit low. I was shocked, but it makes sense though. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense that it's a little bit lower because it's so affordable to live there. When I was growing up, one of the reasons why I don't know if I will go back to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is because I've had some, Jesus, boy. Oh, Jesus, boy. I did some things out there, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? For y'all younger people, y'all don't know about Bike Week. You know what I'm saying? CJ, don't look at me. Alex, you know about Bike Week? Oh, no. You ever heard of it? Man. Michelle, have you ever heard of Bike Week? See, the younger people don't know about Bike Week, but CJ, he my age, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Bike Week was when all the black people went to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This was back in the Trick Daddy? Yeah, it was back in the Trick Daddy Daddy time. You know what I'm saying? This is back in the loot time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was literally, respectfully saying this, it was nothing but naked people doing things that God would not be pleased about. But the whole concept started off actually pure. If you were into bikes, everyone who was riding bikes and motorcycles would come to Myrtle Beach. Then black people got involved. And it turned into what they call it, I think Luke called it Freaknik. I mean, literally. And so I would sneak down there in my high school time just to be a part of some of this stuff that I should not have been seeing. So when I think of Myrtle Beach, I'm gonna be real with you. I just don't have I got some things that I saw there. I was like, oh, Jesus, that's when I was exposed to this, Lord Jesus. But people are flocking to Myrtle Beach to be close to the shore, 100% full time. I mean, they want to be close to the beach, 100% full time, and I totally understand it. And that high population growth and desirability to make it a great place to live if you're single is definitely where you really, really want to go. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you are saying, well, Anthony, I actually still have a job, but I would love to transition into, where I could work from home. And one of the rising industries when it comes to work from home is tech. And did you all know that not even 8% of us are actually in the tech field? And it bothers me. So for the year of 2023, I'm going to be exposing opportunities to how more of us can get into the tech field. There are two industries that are making millionaires right now. That is the content creation space and the content creation industry, what I do, for an example, right? And then the other industry is the tech industry, where you are honestly making money from home. I'm talking about unlimited PTO. I'm talking about unlimited sick time. I'm talking about you're making anywhere from $80,000 minimum up until $500,000 a year. But we need access to that education so we can get into the tech field, which is why I partner with my friends over at Bethel Tech. This is a great Christian foundation boot camp that's going to teach you for 9 months, very affordable. And within the next 9 months, you can go from making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to $80,000, $100,000, $150,000 a year, working from home, building websites, doing cybersecurity, you name it. In the tech field, companies like Amazon, Facebook, Walmart are actually tech companies. Did you know that? Amazon doesn't make their money off of selling books, off of selling stuff. No, they are a tech company. And you can work for companies like Amazon from home, unlimited PTO, and really live the life that you want to live. So again, I want you to go to anthonyoneil.com/Bethel. Again, that's anthonyoneal.com/Bethel, or click the link in today's show notes. And I want you to really take this seriously. Sign up for the program so that way you can have opportunities and options where maybe you can go visit one of these cities. All right. So number 6 is Chicago, Illinois. Now, it's cold in Chicago. Can I just be real with you? It's cold in Chicago. Man, I went there in July. No. I went there in June. No jacket, no nothing. 50 degrees. I said, Chicago. I was like, what's going on here? Like, are you serious? But if you ain't tripping about the cold weather, then maybe you should go. Because I'm going to be real with you. There's 9.5 million people who ain't tripping about the cold weather in Chicago. The population in Chicago is 9.5 million people, with 51% of them being single. That's 4.5 million people single. But now they making money. Watch this. The average salary in Chicago is about $60,000. And I love the median home price. Y'all, is $350,000. So you're making 60. And if you marry someone making 60, you're making 120, you got $100,000 net. What? With a median home price of $350? That doesn't sound bad. It doesn't sound bad. But you're going to deal with the cold weather and you're going to deal with that traffic. If big city living is ideal for you, right? Chicago offers a majority single population and plenty of happy residents. Every time I go to Chicago, I promise you, people are really, really raving about it. Like, people love Chicago. Chicago ranks 16th out of the 150 most popular metro areas in the United States for well-being based on the Shared Care Community Well-Being Index. And I was like, what? Are you serious? Chicago is also more affordable than any other big cities like New York, LA, Miami. You're making 60 grand. You can buy a home for about $350,000. And a large portion of people out there are single. You guys, Chicago sounds good. Like, if I actually enjoyed the snow, like, I literally landed there and it was about 10 inches of snow and they driving like it ain't nothing. I said, Lord Jesus. Lord, y'all driving like it ain't nothing. They're like, oh yeah, brother, we're used to this. But this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing at all. I said, Lord, have mercy. Get me back home. Get me back home. And some of y'all probably think, well, Anthony, DMV gets snow. Yeah, but we don't get 10 inches of snow. No. One of my new team members, Michelle, who just joined the show, help us out in the show. She's from Miami. She said she's never seen snow. I said, well, baby girl, you about to see a lot of it here in DMV. You better get you a jacket. She's like, how cold can it get here? I said, oh, about 5 degrees. She was like, 5 degrees? She's never even felt 40 degrees, y'all. She ain't never felt 50 probably. You know what I'm saying? She from Miami, you know. She used to seeing half-naked girls, half-naked guys, and warm weather. I said, well, I'm sorry, baby. But she went to school here, so she'll be all right. Number 7, Charleston, South Carolina. The metro population there is about 790,000 people. The population of unmarried people there is about 50%. Now, the average salary in Charleston, South Carolina is about $50,000, with the median home price being about $448,000. Now, Charleston, South Carolina, you guys, I have some family in Charleston, South Carolina, but Charleston is a popular vacation destination for its history. In proximity to the beaches and nightlife as well. But really, Charleston is very rich when it comes to the history there. And a lot of people go there because it's right around the corner from the beach. But the resident population over 15 is about, over the last 15 years, about 50% single. So though people are considering to move to Charleston, South Carolina, you should also expect to pay a little more than average for housing. That's a key thing. But again, though, if we're looking at about $448,000 for the house and you're making about $50,000 a year, that's a little tight. Remember, I teach that your mortgage payment should be less than about 25 to 30% of your net take-home pay. At home of $448,000 is going to be a little high. It's going to be a little high. I'm going to be real with you on that part. But again, if you get married with someone like that, that's actually a pretty decent living. Here's number 8. 2 more to go, you guys. Orlando, Florida. The metro population there is about 2.5 million. The average annual salary there is $48,000. The median home price is about $399,000. But the unmarried there is about 51% of people. Now, again, we're going back to the beautiful city of Orlando. I'll be real with you all and be very transparent. Orlando is known for popular vacation destination spots like Walt Disney World or Universal Orlando, but it also has a large pool of other singles in the area. I remember landing in Orlando, and I was talking to the driver, and I was like, man, other than like Disney, like what is Orlando known for? I said, what's the nightlife like out here? It's like, hey man, the nightlife is okay. You know what I'm saying? It's not a like, oh my God, we're going to turn up. I said, really? He's like, oh yeah, like strip clubs here, they're not stripping. Like they're clothed. I was like, really? He was like, yeah, not really high on crime neither. I was like, really? He was like, yeah, I don't think you understand. Disney owns Orlando, and they want to keep Orlando like family friendly. They don't want people to land in Orlando and think about, it's really known for Disney. It's really known for business. It's not really known for the nightlife if you're looking for the true nightlife in the city. I said, wow. I said, okay. I said, Orlando is also seeing more of the most growth. Like they're one of the fastest growing major cities in the U.S. because the jobs are just really there. So I want you to keep that in mind with Orlando. If you're looking for somewhere friendly, family friendly, safe place for your family, and you're not really into the nightlife, but you want to go somewhere that's thriving with business connections, with job opportunities, a great community, a great healthy community, Orlando is actually great. Here's this next one that I was like, man, I've never really considered it. One of my best friends lives out there, Phoenix, Arizona. Like, I've been hearing a lot about Arizona. It's just hot. It's hot. It's hot in Phoenix. We was playing golf in 113-degree weather. I said, good God. I was like, wait, what? Now, the average salary in Phoenix, Arizona is $54,000. Now, there's about 4.8 million people living there, and the median home price is about $463,000. But the single population, 51%. 51%, you guys. 51%. So I'm honestly like, well, Phoenix is all right. Now, Phoenix isn't the cheapest place to live on the list. It's not. But it offers plenty of new residents who are moving to the area. It offers warm winters, job growth, and is an ideal hometown for a lot of people. If you're trying to get away from the cold weather, if you don't mind paying a little bit more for a home, the nightlife there is great from what I hear. You get that consistent weather. Here's the last one, and I was honestly considering this. This city, Las Vegas. Las Vegas. The population there is about 2.2 million. The average annual salary is about $49,000, and the median home price is about $453,158, right? The single population there is 54%. 54%. Now, can I be real with you? Most people go to Las Vegas for the Strip to have fun. But the rest of metro area may be a good fit if you are single. Nearly 54% of the top 15 population is unmarried, and there are more people moving to the area daily. So in this year of 2023, we are seeing people on the rise, making more money from online. We're seeing more work from home situations. And my thing is this, if you are actually working from home and you're making $70,000, $60,000 working from home, man, and you're living in an expensive city and you're single with no responsibilities, why not move to a more affordable city so you can save your money, so you can invest more, you can have an affordable place to live and get more for your money. These 10 cities are a great option. So consider it, Check it out. Drop it in the comments and let me know if you like one of these cities. There's so many more cities. I just chose the top 10. What's one city you're living in right now that you think is a great option for people to consider? Drop it in today's show notes here on YouTube. And yo, we'll check you out in the next show. Peace out.